Hi everyone. I hope you are all having a beautiful night and that you are all open and aware and in understanding that you are so loved and so special and so absolutely wonderful. And if you aren't, I hope that you can hear this message from me and know from my heart to yours that you are so loved and so special. Well, come here then. I think my kitty wants to feel some love as well. But something I wanted to talk about tonight that felt like it was very important to share. And this is a realization that I've kind of come to in the past year. Or actually, it's probably been less than a year, as I've been going through some drastic internal changes and personal growth. As to something I find is really important is to become aware of who we are choosing to invest our time and our energy into, and how these people are affecting us, and if the energy is being returned or if we are left feeling more depleted. So, if you are hanging around someone, or if you're in a relationship with somebody, or even a family member, if you're hanging around this person and spending time with this person and investing so much energy into this person who in turn is taking you away from what you love and the things that you love, or making you feel like somebody you aren't and taking you away from who you are in here, who you truly are, and away from your divine purpose, then I think it's time to ask a very serious question and ask yourself, is investing my time and energy into this person beneficial to my life? Or am I doing this because a part of me feels a need to find approval from this person because something in me is broken? And this is something that has taken me a very, very, very long time to actually understand and comprehend. A lot of relationships I've been in, whether they be friendships, even my own family, I have felt the need to win their approval and win their love. And I've actually put myself in positions that were harmful to me emotionally, harmful to me physically, and just harmful to my well-being, and even harmful to my life. And because I felt such a desperate need to find approval from these people, I allowed myself to be lost, and I allowed myself to endure abuse. And I just want to tell you that yes, you can love people, but if they're hurting you, and if they're taking away from who you are and who you want to become and what your life purpose really is, then it's better to love them from a distance and put boundaries down so that you don't lose sight of who you are, and you don't have to sacrifice yourself in order to make somebody else feel validated. And you don't need to find your value through feeling and finding validation through these people who ultimately are never going to give it to you. You need to find that within yourself, just like they need to find that within themselves. And when you are looking at a situation where you are seeking out people who make you feel unworthy, and you are seeking out, whether it be subconscious or you're doing it consciously, I don't think really anybody seeks it out consciously, but it's because there's somebody or something in your past that made you feel a certain way, where you felt like you weren't worthy of love and you felt like you weren't good enough. And so growing up, because you had this influence or this situation or this constant abuse that happened to you, or this constant trauma that happened to you, you grew up learning that this is how you love, and this is how you experience love. So as an adult, you subconsciously seek out relationships that make you feel like you aren't good enough and that you have to work for love. And it's something that doesn't come naturally and it doesn't come freely. And by doing that, you actually shut the door for healthy and positive and beautiful relationships, and you don't allow them to happen. And if somebody does enter your life who is healthy and is happy and has beautiful, good intentions, then you shut them out and you push them away, and you won't allow them to get close to you because you don't understand that kind of love, and that can be scary. So now let's ask ourselves, how do we remove this blockage? How do we let go of the traumas that happened that caused us to become this way? And how can we become more aware of these things that we are doing to subconsciously attract these kinds of people? So, for one, we need to go back and really pinpoint the place that it started and the specific situation or the person, and we need to pinpoint that and the situation that happened, and we need to go back and reopen those traumas and reopen those wounds and really ask ourselves why they happened. Why did this person do this? Why did they treat us that way? Why? Was it because of me? Was it because of something I did? The majority of the time, it is not because of you, especially if you are a child. The majority of the time, when these things happen, it is because this person who is treating you this way, they have been through traumas as well that are unhealed, and or they've been through a situation where they felt like they didn't have any power. And so because they felt powerless, or because they went through these traumas and they couldn't properly heal from them, they take you, who are vulnerable and weak and who is susceptible to these kinds of things, and they place their traumas onto you, and they put you in the position of that person or that thing that hurt them, and they try to recreate these experiences that happened to them in a setting that is less threatening, where they feel like they can have more control over it. And so the majority of the time when these things happen to you, or when they happen to somebody else, it's not really because of them. I mean, of course, our actions influence situations, whether we choose to allow something, whether our actions are negative and we cause a situation to become aggravated or more intense, or we hurt somebody, or we just don't know how to put boundaries down, and so we end up in these situations where people hurt us. We still have to take responsibility for our actions, and we have to take responsibility for the fact that we can and we do have the power to choose the people we allow into our life and the situations we allow to happen, or how we respond to them. However, it is important to understand why people do these things and why things have been taken out on us, or why this person has abused us. And if it does come from a place because they were hurt and they are projecting traumas and they just have not healed from their traumas, it is so much easier to heal from own wounds excuse me, caused by these people and these experiences and situations, when we understand the reason behind that. So if somebody has yelled at me, if they've screamed at me or hit me and told me, "You're worthless, you suck, I hate you," if somebody says that to me and I feel inside that, what did I do? I gave you so much love. I tried so hard to make you feel happy, and you turn around and you hit me and you tell me you hate me and that I'm worthless and you don't love me. Why? What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? And this is where the mind starts to go. We start to ask ourselves, what is wrong with us? And that can be very unhealthy, and it can be very hard to let go of traumas and heal from those things when we don't understand the cause behind why it happened. So if I understand now, you hit me because somebody in your past reminded you of me. And in this situation, it made you feel like you felt back then, and that's a response from your trauma acting out on me. And so you hit me, or you said these things to me. That is not my fault. It is not my fault, and it is not a reflection of who I am as a person. And that is very important to learn how to make the distinction. And when you start to understand that this is not because of me, you can have an easier time to forgive them and to walk away from the situation. And now we don't forgive people. We don't forgive them and let our boundaries down. We forgive them because we start to understand. And just because we forgive doesn't mean we have to allow them into our lives, and it doesn't mean that we have to allow them to continue hurting us and abusing us or doing what they're doing. It simply means that us forgiving is an understanding that this has happened and you are in acceptance of it, and you understand why things happened the way that it happened. So now, after processing, accepting, and understanding, you can forgive and you can let go and you can move on with your life and become the person you are meant to become without those things burdening you and without them holding you back. So now, how do we recognize in ourselves the things we are doing subconsciously to allow these people to continue coming into our lives and these cycles to continue repeating? How do we recognize these things? And you really have to look within yourself and ask yourself, how does this person make me feel? Let's say it's a new love, a new romance. How does this person make me feel? Are their goals in alignment with mine? Are, our energies complementing each other, or does it feel forced? And logically, if we think about it, does this partnership seem like together we can build a better future because our goals and our purposes are in alignment with each other? Or does it feel like you want to be with this person because you're simply attracted to them, or you simply feel alone and don't want to be alone? And think about how you feel going into it. Do you feel like you want to be with this person because you feel desperate to be with somebody? Are you attracting this person into your life from a feeling of desperation, or is it from a feeling of genuine want to have a partner to help evolve your soul and evolve your life into the next level of existence? And that's really what makes the difference, is to understand where something is coming from. Because when we manifest things from a place of desperation or neediness or any place like that that comes from fear, every negative feeling at the base there is fear. And when we manifest things based off of fear, we get sent that back from the universe. So the partner we will attract is not somebody who is going to help elevate us into our highest purpose. The partner we are going to attract is somebody who is going to take us away from that and fuel those feelings of fear and make them bigger and louder and scarier. And that is not what we want. We want somebody who is going to help uplift us. And this can go for friendships and partnerships. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Just when you're looking at the connections that you're making in your life, are you both benefiting each other, or are you both dragging each other down? And now another thing to look at is, what are we subconsciously doing to attract these people into our lives? Think about how you feel about yourself. Do you love yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you giving yourself the attention and affection that you want from a partner and that you know that you deserve from a partner? And if the answer to those questions is no, then ask yourself why. Do you feel like you are unworthy of your own love? Do you feel like you are not good enough? And if you feel like you are not good enough, then you have to reevaluate why. Because we are good enough, and you are good enough, and you are worthy of your own love. And when you feel unworthy, it's very hard to attract a partner who feels that you are worthy of their love and who will give you their love and affection, or a friend who will give you their time and attention and really value your presence and your energy. So how do we learn how to love ourselves? How do we learn? How do we figure it out? Man, this one I'm still learning slowly, piece by piece, and it's a journey. But, I went through some very serious experiences and traumas, and I really didn't love myself. I was being unkind to my body. I was putting things into my body that were harmful. I was smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and doing things that essentially was not me loving and respecting my temple and loving and respecting myself and my body. I was saying mean things to myself if I would mess up, even if it was little and I wasn't consciously thinking about it. Oh, that was stupid. I'm being stupid. Or like, you loser. Like little things like that we aren't even always consciously aware that we're doing if we stub our toe, or if we forget something at home, or just something little like that. We need to change our inner dialogue and the way that we speak to ourselves, and instead of saying hurtful words and mean words, the beginning to self-love is to just start by little changes, being kinder to our bodies, putting things in that nourish and replenish us, fresh fruit, cut out the bad things, sugar, dairy, whatever it is, and really invest into things that are good for our spirits, saying kind things to yourselves. I did this and wow, I'm amazed. That's beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. Look in the mirror and say, wow, I am so beautiful and I am so thankful for you, and say it to yourself. I love you so much and I am so, so grateful for you. And you start little by little, you do those things and you realize and recognize that the more that you are loving yourself, the more you are attracting people and situations into your life that are good for you, and opportunities will open up, and you will really find that your soul is starting to flourish. Do the things that you love. If you love painting and you haven't painted for a really long time, pick up a paintbrush and make some art and really allow your soul to flow onto the canvas. If you're a musician and haven't played music for a while, pick up your guitar, play your piano, your flute, sing, whatever it is. If you really love to go out and dance or just talk to people, whatever it is, whatever you love to do, if you are not doing that, please, right now, go and do that thing that you love, and you will notice that your energy will start to change, and you will start to feel more empowered, and you will start to feel more alive in your sovereignty. And that is the path, my friends, to self-love, is to nurture yourself. Ask yourselves, what is it that I want in a partner? What is it that I want? How do I want people to treat me? And ask yourself if you are treating yourself that way. And if you're not treating yourself that way, there is no way that you are going to attract people who are going to treat you the way you want to be treated. It all starts from you. Every single thing that happens around you starts from within here. And you need to start fixing and healing those wounds that have happened to make you have these negative self inner dialogue and these negative thoughts about yourself. You need to start healing those wounds and changing that. And I know a lot of people feel that crying and expressing your sadness and going into those dark spaces is really bad. And there's a lot of this culture now where I like to call toxic positivity, where people are so focused on being positive all the time that they don't allow people to realize that, we are all human and we all experience these negative emotions, and they're actually essential for us to go through, and they're essential for us to be able to evolve as human beings, is to experience this pain and accept the pain. Say, this happened and it hurt me. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to scream. And I'm allowed to be angry. And I'm allowed to be sad. And I'm allowed to feel these feelings, because if you don't and if you repress them, then they will actually repress your growth. And it will be a lot harder for you to manage your emotions. You have to feel them, because without feeling the feelings and without accepting them, you cannot heal from your traumas. So, what I would like you to do, you don't have to, but what I feel is something that has helped me, is to really just become more aware and pay closer attention to, 1, how I'm speaking to myself, 2, how I am treating my body, 3, who am I allowing in my space, and 4, what am I holding on to that needs to be let go of, and how can I accept those things and let them go? So really ask yourselves these questions and just try it for a week. Just try the things that I've suggested and see if it makes a difference. And if it doesn't, then that's okay. But if it does and it helps you, please let me know, and just continue trying to be kinder to yourself and really value yourself more deeply, because you are valuable and you are loved and you are worthy of attracting love and prosperity into your life. Peace, love, and fairy dust. Good night, everyone, and I hope you all know how loved and how special you really are.